Welcome to Alpha Proto. I'm Alpha Proto, and last time I streamed, it got cut a little short because my computer it's been turning off. I don't know if it's overheating, I don't know if it's power supply, but my computer shut off on me. So, if that happens again, my apologies. But let's see how far we can get with this June art. Alright. What were we doing last time? We were doing the details on this. These lines were a little thick around here. I really hope this doesn't shut down on me. I was doing so good last time. I like live streaming. I don't like having my live streams interrupted by technical errors, though. About 30 minutes ago I was setting up this stream, because it usually takes me about an hour to make sure everything's in place, and it shut off on me. So if it shuts off today, I don't know if I'm gonna pick up where I was, or I'm just forget it for today. I think I might just go, well, forget it. This wasn't in the cards. That'd be a bummer, wouldn't it? Because I've been waiting to finish this picture for a while. I ended up taking this computer to the shop last week. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. They ran it, and it never shut off. But it's a lot cooler in the shop than it is in this room that I'm in. That's about 72 degrees in the shop where they work on the computers, and here it's about 80. I did end up putting a fan on my computer, though. And they put more heat sink gel on one of the things inside of the computer, so I'm hoping that helps. Yes, he said it was pretty much almost all gone, and maybe the computer is just getting too hot. So far, past few days, I've spent like $90 trying to figure out what's wrong with this computer. But this is Texas. Texas heat. Not really making progress right now on this. I'm kind of scared to do anything major because I keep thinking it's going to shut down on me. But what are we gonna do? Just go for it, see how far we can get. That'd probably be the best thing to do. So let's get back to what we were working on before. Just have to make sure I keep saving. And using good reference, because reference is very important. This, for instance, I kind of got this wrong. This is supposed to taper in. I'm pressing save, control, save after like everything I do now. So weird. Maybe I should have been doing that before anyway. Alright, let's get these thighs out of the way. Do this. That way her butt goes into her thighs, not just big thigh thing. Psycho Killer. Okay, these knee pads are weird. This is the worst thing about the character. Hey, I'm drawing part that the knee pad's attached to. Now we go to see. Let's get an idea of how this is in three-dimensional space. Or the knee pad would look out there too. It's like vectors and all that stuff. You know, 3D modeling. At least that's the perspective that I had in mind when I drew this. Now, lock that layer again. try to... not make these too ridiculously far out, I guess. And probably put some slight rendering so that it's curved. Probably be better to add that rendering at the bottom of it though. Then it's kind of like shadows showing that it's curved. I'm gonna erase these. Distracting. Construction lines are worth it. I didn't draw construction lines on my drawings for years. It was like years of no construction lines, and all my results would end up different every picture I drew. Some would be good, some would be bad. But it was always a guess, a toss-up if it would turn out being good or not. Until I actually started sketching first. I really hated erasing. I felt like erasing something I spent the time to draw was a waste of time. It's a waste of time to draw with like no guides because you're just guessing. I always remember art books showing like, this is how you draw Mickey Mouse. You draw a circle. I'm like, why are you drawing that circle? Then you draw another circle. And I'm like, why you draw that circle? Then you draw another circle. And this, and this, and this. Then you put the nose here. Then you draw a mouth. And I'm like, I don't see Mickey Mouse. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm like, where'd this come from? Why don't you just draw it from the beginning? Why don't you draw these unnecessary circles? So if I wanted to draw something, I just draw it. Boom. And I did that until I became a junior in high school. Then I started drawing construction lines, and yay, everything looked better. That was actually around the same time I started signing my name on all my work, too. Because I'd signed the date and my name on it. That's mostly so I could see my progress. It helps me remember when I drew it. I kind of always have an idea of what was going on when I drew something. But knowing the year is kind of weird because so much could go on in a year. These shoes are so complicated. This angle is really complicated. Halfway making this up. Whatever looks good. Alright, let's see what happens. This is the toe area. very sideways. It's kind of not sideways. It's kind of towards. This is kind of more sideways. Hope these lines aren't too thick. I have a tendency to draw really thick lines. I press down really hard when I want like final lines. That's the worst thing I do with when I draw on paper. I have a heavy hand. I used to, when I found out about different hardness of leads, first lead I would use is really soft lead because I liked really dark lines. But every time I used soft lead pencils, they would break on me. And it smeared because I dragged my hand across the artwork. So I started using mechanical pencils just because. Maybe I shouldn't have moved that. It was set up perfectly. Moved it. Alright. Then I went to, when I was in college, we had to, in art, not art class, it was science class, we had to draw our assignments by hand, what we were like dissecting or whatever in our notes. And the required pencils were all 4H, and I was like, 4H? Okay. And 4H was, found out 4H was just right for me, because when you scanned it, it hardly showed up. So if I wanted to draw in 4H pencil, then draw in and ink over it, the lines wouldn't show up. I could just adjust the contrast when I scanned it in. Okay. Maybe I should have kept that geometry stuff here. This is tough. You know, the under sketch that I said was useless and distracting. Yeah. I don't know this character that good, so I didn't realize that I would eventually have to draw these circles. Circle, circle, leg, thigh. That turned out pretty good though. Okay. Pretty good heart. I'm not usually that good at this. I was just bragging about how I drew this heart, and now I end up erasing it. Okay, let's. Yeah, I've got a heavy hand when I draw. And line thickness is really important. Like this hand over here, that's really cartoony. I don't like that. Anime nowadays usually has like really thin lines. Just a style, you know? I guess it's a side effect of the Working in computers. Yeah, this pose wasn't that bad, I guess. I don't know. One benefit is I only have to draw these hoops on her leg one time. Golly. Okay, zoom in.